Hello everyone, I'm Liu Zhenyu, or Zhenyu Liu in English. This work is about inferring personal traits from music listening history. Nowadays, there are more and more music streaming services, and they are quite popular, such as Spotify, List.fm, or KKBox. And from some of them, the music listening history could be obtained. For example, the List.fm provides an API to get this kind of things. And on the other hand, the web browsing records blog articles have been used to infer personal traits. We believe that if we can know our users better, then better services could be provided. So we are curious about if we can infer some personal traits from the music listening. There are about 20 million records from 992 users. And among these users, 286 users have age information, and 884 users have gender information. Features we use there are two types. The context features is about the temporal patterns of the music listening history. And also the content features, they are about the artist and the songs itself. Professor Herrera has used the temporal patterns to analyze music selection behavior. And we thought that there might be more information that are contained in the temporal patterns. So we devised some context features at 3 different levels, at different scales. The first one is in the hour of day scale. The hour of day histogram is composed of 24-dimensional histogram that simply counts the number of songs listened at each hour of a day. The working hour ratio is the percentage of songs listened from 8 o'clock to 19 o'clock, because this is roughly the working hour. Not so long, but it is roughly the range of the hours. And the second scale is the day of week scale. The day of week histogram is the 7-dimensional histogram that counts the number of songs listened each day of a week. And the day of week entropy and the working day ratio. The working day ratio is the percentage of songs listened from Monday to Friday. And the last one is the month of the year histogram. And then here comes the content features. The first one is the song artist histogram. First, 15 most listened songs of each user is selected. So there are about 50,000 songs. And from these songs, we choose the 10,000 most frequently listened songs to make a histogram. And in these 50,000 songs, there are about 9,000 artists. So this makes the artist histogram. And also, the next one is the song artist tag histogram. First we get the song tags from the List.fm and use the 10,000 songs with 10,000 tags with most total weights to make features from the echo nest. So there are densibility, loudness, key mode, tempo, pitch, and timbre. For each user, the 15 most frequently listened songs are taken a weighted average to represent this user. So we perform two types of classification. The first one is the age classification. We divide the users into under 23-year-old and over 24-year-old. There are paramount number of users in these two categories. And the second one is the gender classification. So this is the results of the context features. So for the age classification, although the results are not very impressive, but we can notice that the better results are all in the day of week scale. And for the gender classification, since we have to ignore the results from all the data sequence, there are no effective features for gender classification by using context features. So the blue one is the older users and the green one is the younger users. We can see that in the weekdays, the older users listen more than the younger users. While on the weekends, the older users listen less songs than the younger ones. About 71% accuracy. And for a gender classification, the best one is achieved by the song histogram. It's about 66% accuracy. So by using music listening history for the age classification, the accuracy achieved is quite similar to the Brock articles. But the gender classification is not as good as other modalities. So in this work, we believe the temporal patterns indeed contain information about the users, and the artist song histograms outperform other features in this stage.